Hello and welcome. My name is Lorraine Ham, and today we're going to talk about a really interesting subject, and maybe from a point of view that you have never looked at before. We're talking about comfort and our eternal striving to keep ourselves in a state of comfort and how that disrupts our growth forward. So stay with me. This is Living Your Best Life. And I am all about helping you to live your best life in the most abundant and joyful way. It is truly my honor and blessing to be able to share my many years of training and experience to support you on your journey. Now, I work with all beings, light workers, star seeds, indigos, crystallines, and those of you that are Terrans, earthlings, joyful beings that are seeking to expand and become more. So let's get to our topic, comfort. We are born into this world, and from the very beginning, we learn these concepts. Comfort is good, pain is bad, and everything drives us forward through this thought process through the entirety of our life until we start to awaken and realize that sometimes we need to move through pain in order to find our comfort. So as a baby, we are laying in our cribs and we decide, I'm hungry, pain, it's bad, I need to eat, which will be comforted. I will be comforted through that process. This is how the programming of our mind begins in this comfort is good, pain is bad program. The seeking of comfort happens out of our biological needs because we are living in human form and our biology has needs. But this sets up a program that continues a pattern throughout our entire life, and we measure everything on this pattern. Take, for instance, right now in our world, we are all being pushed flat into our faces this idea of, we have to seek our comfort, and so we are turning away from what our mind tells us to be true and correct for us. Often we have to turn towards the positioning or point of view of pain according to our ego mind, and in order to evolve, in order to move forward, in order to discover new and wonderful ways of being. We are constantly fed, this thing will make you feel good. This food, this idea, this Jabberwocky will allow you to no longer feel pain, separation, isolation. We are manipulated through this concept of our fear of pain. And today, I hope that I can help you move away from your fear of pain and your embracing of the concept that I may need to move through a little discomfort or pain in order to have a better, fuller, richer, and more joyful life. What is perceived as pain is the thing that is in opposition to what our norm is. It is simply something out of the ordinary of our routine, our daily experience. Pain doesn't necessarily have to be physical, excruciating pain. Anything that is outside of our norm is perceived by our ego mind as pain. And we are programmed to move away from that, to shy away from that. I'm here to tell you that we are going to be experiencing some pain, a lot of emotional pain moving forward in the short term. It is not a bad thing, because on the other side is more expansive joy than you have ever experienced before in your life. Pain is simply an indicator that something is changed. That even in our physical bodies, when we experience pain, it's merely an indicator that something is not right, that something is out of alignment, that something needs attention. So if we can look at pain and embrace pain and come to that idea that it's simply an indicator and nothing to be feared, then we move into self-empowerment. We're no longer manipulated by the triggers from the external reality. Because those that have been in power over our world, the overlords, as I like to call them, have used this mechanism, this mind programming that comfort is good and pain is bad, to move us and into every direction they want us to go. And what happens is, because this program was set in when we were so small, in infancy, that we immediately, when this program is confronted or pushed against or triggered, we immediately go back to that infant mindset. Our brain immediately takes us back to that age of decision. This is a trigger mechanism of safety, but it locks us into this place in our primal brain that we can only operate at that age until we mature ourselves up, until we embrace the idea and recognize it and see it in its full depth, breadth, and width. And then we can be empowered to be our full, radiant, magnificent, powerful selves at our current age with our current understanding. This happens through trauma, and let's face it, as an infant, if you're laying in your crib and you're hungry and you're crying and nobody's paying attention to you, this registers as trauma in the brain. So we are living and reacting and operating from an old program at an age where we are incapable of responding consciously and maturely. This is how the overlords keep us constantly in turmoil, because they constantly dredge up those infantile emotional responses. And that does not mean that they are not valid responses. They are how we've been programmed. And until we can hear, see, and know, until we can look at the full picture and recognize what has happened, what decisions we're making, and what is triggering them, we don't know any different. And we cannot blame ourselves for our past responses. We are now taking back our power, grasping hold of ourselves as a conscious, mature, radiant, powerful being. We are maturing ourselves up into a person who can and does take responsibility for their life and how they are experiencing everything. The external does not have power over us. We are the power in our lives. And as soon as we learn and can reframe this program of comfort is good and pain is bad, until we can do that, we hand our power to the overlords. It is time for you to mature up. And if you need help doing that, I'm here to help. You can find all my links below. And if you are interested in a one-on-one session and want more support, I happily and joyfully provide services. And I do these YouTube videos for you because it is my passion and my mission to support all of humanity through this great awakening. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you a little bit of information. Now there's processes that you can do to help mature yourself up. And one of them is down below. It's a free PDF that if you sign up for my newsletter in the link below. It's called 7 Steps to Freedom Through Forgiveness. That process can be used in a myriad of ways, and it will support you in maturing up and becoming the master in your life. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Lorraine Ham. Until next time.